Hope you're doing well. I've got a bit of a cold, so you might be able to hear it in my voice, maybe not. But it's okay. Didn't sleep that well, but it's fine. And so with the robot, we've had to go back to version 4 because we had a few errors on version 5. But just to say, on my settings on version 4, what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep the default on one machine, and on the other machine I'm going to go to the H4 EMA. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. Properties. So yeah, you don't want to see that URL. That's kind of like an important part that's not given away publicly, because that's like that's the key to the spreadsheet. Okay, so you can't have access to that unless of course you subscribe. What I'm going to do, so we're going to keep the default on one machine, but on the other machine, the other test machine, I'm going to do change that to H4, and I might also widen the stop loss and TP also. So that's cool, that worked. So that was a good test. That's pretty awesome. So that's how it does. It reads the spreadsheet and it triggers the trade, and it's got its trading stops. It's got its risk management in place. We could have trading stops in there. There is an option for it. So that might not be too bad. You know, that's one thing we can test. Now, the dollar CAD's not coming through because we're RSI filtered. So we have to wait until we're not overbought, and we have to wait until we're not oversold, because therefore we'll get a better entry. If we allow a retracement, say if we got a sell, it's better for it to come up a little bit first, and then we get a better opportunity, a better place to short. So that's the robot. So just to say, we've had to go back from version 5 to 4. Version 4 does the automatic rearming. So as soon as you get stopped out or you take profit, it reads the spreadsheet and goes, well, it's still a signal, and it places the trade. Which, you think about it, is not too bad, because the spreadsheet is the master. It's like the driver of the signals. So if there's a signal on the sheet, it's valid. Okay, so it's not too bad, it's not ideal. And then when Mr. Bosch is back next week, we can look at that rearming. Okay, so we are very green on the risk calc. So the crowd is short and they added shorts. So that's pretty much all we need to know. It doesn't really need to be a long video, I think. Strong pound, weak Aussie. So in case you're trading pound Aussie and you're wondering what's going on there, is that we actually should be a buy, which kind of that's counter to the risk calculation, because we're risk on. Okay, so Aussie is going to be tricky today. Okay, so if you have Aussie positions, they're going to be a bit problematic, because what's happened is the retail guys have added long, right? So they were short, but they added long. So we've got a mixed picture on the Aussie, a mixed picture on the yen. So that's probably it. How are we going to show you the indices? And then I'll wrap up, and I'm going to get some lozenges and stuff today. And I've got a crypto token, and it's going absolutely bonkers. So have a look in Discord. Right, that would actually got up 200% yesterday. Let's look at gold. And so what happened? They shorted it yesterday. You can see. And we pumped, and they shorted it again. So this candle here is possibly a little bit fake. We might be a little bit overdone on the day. I think we were probably nearly 1% on the day, so we could be. This could be a technical move. They have just sold. I don't know if you can see. Okay, and US 500. Basically, you have to squint in order to see. But yeah, they sold. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, and there's a close-up of that US 30, and there's the they sold against its moving average. Okay, and see, that's not a coincidence. They sold, and we've moved a hell of a lot. We moved a lot, actually, 1,000 points from that crossover. No, 800 points. which is bonkers. All right, so be careful with that. Remember, you want to be on the right side of the fence, and that's where the sheet really comes into play because of the risk calc. And I think it's probably underutilized because probably people don't really use it. I'm not sure, but when you know with a risk on, then you know what trades to take. Okay, and when we're risk off, you take particular trades. You would buy the dollar, for example, if we're risk off. And they've just gone long DAX, so just be careful with the Aussie. And we could have a little bit of it could be a bit of a pickle. They've gone fairly long since the FX open, and we've got weak dollar, New Zealand, CAD, strong pound, Swiss, euro. Okay, and hopefully version 4 it carries on as it is. It should be fine. It was perfectly fine before, and we'll have to see how we go. And I'll speak to you guys soon.